I knew that whoever stumbled upon this message, whoever stumbles upon this video and actually listens to the whole thing, that this message is for you as well, because it just felt like such a powerful freaking card for me, for Scott, and I know for others out there. So I pulled a card this morning, as I do every single morning, and holy moly, did this card speak to me, like so freaking powerful. So I had to share it because I know somebody, one of you, even if it's just one person out there, this message is for too, because I use the White Light Oracle deck. I pull a card from this every single morning. And in fact, side note, I'm actually gonna start a channel where I just pull one card every day. So this is kind of my intro into that. But I knew that whoever stumbled upon this message, whoever stumbles upon this video and actually listens to the whole thing, that this message is for you as well, because it just felt like such a powerful freaking card for me, for Scott, and I know for others out there right now. So I'm just gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read what this card is to you. And I feel like if you listen to this and nothing in your body feels resonant, then throw it away. Like that's what I do in my life anyway. When I listen to certain people or things, I take what resonates and I throw away the rest. I don't pay attention to the stuff that doesn't resonate. I don't overthink it. I don't go, well, all of it didn't resonate, so I'm gonna throw it all away. Or I don't like the way your voice is, so I'm gonna throw it away. Or I don't like your background, so I'm gonna throw it away. I don't do that. In fact, there's been many times that I listen to people that I wouldn't normally listen to, but there was one thing in their message that resonated. So I just say, take what resonates with you and throw away the rest. And when I talk about resonance or what resonates and what doesn't, for me, it's a very somatic experience, meaning I literally feel it in my body. Like my body vibrates when I hear something that resonates with my soul. So for me, that's how I know something's resonating. I feel it in my body. And that may be something for you that sparks you, that you feel in your body. You just know. It's like a knowing deep inside. So if that comes up as I'm reading this, fantastic. I've done my job. Actually, I haven't done anything. All I have done is got out of the way and connected. It's what I do every morning when I pull a card. I just try to get the hell out of the way so that something larger can come through, because little tiny Emily, my ego doesn't know any of this. It's my higher self, and I just have to get my ego out of the way so that my higher self can come through and give me the message. Some mornings I ask a question and I'm seeking clarity on, and some mornings I just say, what message do you have for me? Like speaking to my own higher self, speaking to the universe, to God, to source spirit, what message do you have for me? And that's what I asked this morning. I said, what message do you have for me? And this is the card I got. So without further ado, here is the card. It's one that I have never pulled before. It's called Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. You can't really see it. Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. That is the card from the White Light Oracle deck today. So here we go. Let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. For me, that means something may be happening in your life right now, some sort of conflict, some sort of thing you need to make a decision on, something like that. And the intention, what this card's asking you to do, is to go underneath that, seek the deeper guidance, the more spiritual meaning underneath the perceived problem. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith in wisdom rather than in judgment or doubt, meaning your higher self, your soul, it's getting stronger so that you can perceive situations through wisdom, as opposed to what our ego does, and it perceives situation through judgment or doubt. That's emotions, that's thoughts, that's feelings of the ego, because it's separation. But when you're connecting deeper, you can come about problems, issues, things that are happening from a place of wisdom. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress. Even if things may seem difficult for some time, know that any such difficulty is a part of your healing and that you will actually successfully move through it. Trust yourself. Whoever needs to hear that, trust yourself. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld in all of your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength is deeply empowering. This is how Spirit sees you. So when you connect with Spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally and become generous with your forgiveness. Now, me breaking that down with my own intuition, we all seek recognition. We all seek approval. We all seek to be seen and to be loved for who we truly are, but we leave that up to the outside world, which can never, it's impossible for us to get it from the outside world. It comes from how Spirit, soul, universe, your higher self, whatever word you want to give it, it comes from allowing yourself to be seen in that, because that is how Spirit always sees you. So when you connect to that, you feel that you don't need it anymore from the outside world. When you don't, then you can love yourself more unconditionally. And then of course, as a byproduct, you don't even have to try. You love others more unconditionally because you know how to offer that to yourself. You are less likely to be hoodwinked by ego. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. When we are beheld, the need to behold arises. We need to bear witness to the sacred, to acknowledge what is true, which means cutting through the fog of illusion, deception, and confusion with the clarifying knife of higher perception. There is quantum power in pure vision. There is quantum power in pure vision. It empowers the viewer and also that which is viewed, meaning if you are able to cut through the knife of all of the illusions of the ego and see it with your spiritual vision, you're not confused. Then you have quantum power. You have power behind what you're seeing. It empowers you as a viewer, and it empowers the vision that you're seeing, meaning it can transform. Seeing from a position of inner spiritual truth, we look below the surface, which has alchemical potency to set healing in motion, meaning going beneath what it appears to be on the outside. What vision of yourself or others do you either cling to or free yourself from? How might your choice either encourage or impede soul awakening? When life is tough, you can admire the courage it takes to grow. There is a compliment inherent in being allotted life challenges. If something big has shown up on someone's path, then the universe is basically saying that they are enough of a spiritual badass to deal with it. It's a vote of divine confidence. If you or another are battling something, you can choose to feel awe and respect rather than fear and despair. Love that. Rapture is a state of intensely pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and the sacred. I love that sentence. Rapture is a state of intensely pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and the sacred. It is not only a personal experience, but also a transfusion of divine delight into the collective soul of humanity, meaning when you experience rapture, it's not just personally for you, it's for the entire collective. This is the kind of joy that is generous, soulful, it's without reason or agenda, and delightfully contagious. This is like being a child. When you're a child and you're just playing, you have no agenda, you're just in the moment and you're in rapture of the moment. It is a wake-up call. It shifts any stubborn clinging to negativity. It refreshes the soul and nourishes the heart. It reminds us that everything is okay. Rapture is the astonishment, the sudden intake of breath in response to an inner realization of something beautiful and beyond description. It tears us out of our misery and despair and plugs us into an electrical current of enlightenment. I gotta read that again. It tears us out of our misery and despair and plugs us into an electrical current of enlightenment. The darkness is cleared in an instant. This is the power of rapture. A beatitude is a blessing, the highest blessing. The oracle of beatitude of sacred rapture brings guidance that the beautiful healing truth of spirit is your reality. All else is a nightmarish misuse of imagination by the ego. When you sense spirit at work in your life, totally trustworthy and having your back, you are seeing clearly. In other words, when you feel that trust, when you know that you're taken care of no matter what, that is the truth. You are seeing clearly when you feel that way. When your hopeful heart feels empowered, you are in a zone of truth. That is truth. Trust in those moments. Trust in those moments, not the illusions and the imagination of the ego. Trust in those moments. Recall them whenever you can. I always talk about this. Recall them, anchor them into your body so that you can recall them in an instant because you've felt it in your body. Count all your positive moments and wins, no matter how inconsequential they may appear. Every one of them is a precious, precious drop of divine nectar nourishing your heart. Allow yourself to allow yourself to see and be seen. And remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you are a radiant soul who's growing ever more luminous through the wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings always. So they always give you a little exercise, a little healing process that you can do for each card. So this is the healing process for this card. Become present and connect with your heart in a restful, respectful manner. You may do this by lightly resting your hand over your heart and feeling for its presence beneath your hand, not only as a marvelous physical organ, but also a spiritual temple of love. As you exhale, your awareness can drop from your head to your heart. As you inhale, your awareness can retreat a little more from the appearances of the outer world and feel pulled lovingly and gently toward the inner magnetic field of the heart. Within the heart, you can see, feel, and become aware of a beautiful eye. It is an eye of light, an eye of protection, an eye of wisdom and non-judgment, of clear vision and spiritual sight. This is not a clinical eye which assesses. It is a compassionate eye which sees the luminous inner reality of the soul and the sacred destiny of all beings. The trappings of opinion and preconceived ideas are like the nets of fishermen. The ocean of love within the heart glides right through them. In the heart, there is wisdom and love. There is healing. There is truth and courage. This same love wisdom is in the hearts of all beings. Of all beings. Your worst enemy, the person you hate, the person you think did the worst thing to you. This love is in them as well. It's in their hearts. You can imagine it gently stirring, awakening, bringing peace, making the connection between all beings more conscious. We are not alone. We matter to each other at a deep spiritual level. Let yourself rest beneath the appearances of conflict and separation and in pain. I'm going to read that one more time. Let yourself rest beneath the appearances of conflict and separation and pain. Partake of the sacred heart tonic of all-embracing, all-encompassing love. When you are ready to complete your healing process, slowly emerge by focusing on the sensations of the air or clothing upon your skin. Then ground and hydrate yourself. You have completed the healing process. So there you go. There is your message for today. You can listen to this over and over and over. That's what I like to do. I read a section and then I stop and I sort of contemplate on that. Then I read another section. I sort of contemplate on that until I get the pieces of wisdom that I need. So hopefully whoever watched this, you got the pieces of wisdom that you need. As I said, I know it wasn't just a message for me. So the message I'm sending out to you is love.